There's a very good question here. What are the common reasons EIA is rejected? And this, I believe, is at NEMA level. There are several things that can cause an EIA to be rejected by NEMA. And one big one is if you do not have all the documents required to facilitate the process. So you want to do a story building, you don't have the architectural designs. How is NEMA supposed to understand what project or what you're bringing here? So you have to have documents that support the project that you want to do. So if you lack these documents, then your project may actually be very much delayed until you have them. The other thing, reason number 2, is if you give false information in your report. One time I had a friend of mine who reached out and he wanted to my advice. And what had happened, a person from their family had established a quarry on a piece of land. So this piece of land has been in wrangles for a long time. So this person had somehow, I don't know if it was legal, it was valid, or it was a fake title deed, but they had a title deed to prove that that piece of land belonged to them. But actually, there was already a court case that was ongoing regarding that land. So mse aliona hii kesi imekaa sana, I presume, and he somehow got title deed of that piece of land na akaendelea kujenga. I mean kuestablish quarry. Akafanya questionnaires, akafanya EIA na actually akapata mpaka license. After amepata mpaka license, ndio hao wase wengine wanakuja kurealize mbona kuna quarry inakuwa established kwa ile land. So kuangalia wakapata huyu mse mpaka kona license ya NEMA. And so they had to raise issues to follow up and see how huyu mse alipata license na hii shamba sio yake. Hii shamba actually iko na kesi. Hii shamba actually imepewa ile yenye unazaenda kwa lands alafu kind of block ufunge hiyo shamba, haiwezi fanywa ene mauzwa. So this group was now trying to follow up to see how this person got the license from NEMA. And of course, NEMA had to do the due diligence, and after everything was said and done, it was realized that this guy mwenye quarry alikuwa amelai. They had given fake title deeds to the client. If they were in a conjunction na consultant wake ama how they did it, I do not know. Siwezi mtetea, siwezi sema, I don't know, but somehow the documents were found to be false. Some false information was provided in the report that led to NEMA making a decision to license that quarry, whereas the information was false. And so that license had to be revoked. Ikakuwa revoked. These guys were told to rehabilitate that land. So walikuwa washachimba mashimo and everything. It was a quarry. They were asked to rehabilitate that land, to return it to the original state and do a fresh EIA that involves everybody. So that is a whole going back all the way to step 0. So false information can cause NEMA to reject your project. Another reason is if your project is extremely dangerous, harmful to the environment. Kuna project naweza leta place, ikae hii project hata tukifanyia nini, hatuwezi punguza negative impacts zake, hatuwezi punguza hasara zake. The hasaras it brings to the environment are more than the benefits. So what is the need of bringing in a project, approving a project that is going to cause more harm to the environment than the benefits? When I say harm to the environment, remember environment is everything that is around that project site. The people, the animals, the soils, everything. Environment is human beings involved, the socio-economic aspects involved. So if a project is going to cause more harm than benefits, it is going to be rejected. Another thing that can cause that project or your project to be to be rejected is if it is realized that where you want to establish your project is in a sensitive area. So you wanted to do a hotel somewhere, but where you are doing that hotel, a big hotel, is on some corridor where elephants pass by. Or you saw this project called the Kisumu dump site. There was a time that dump site wanted to be moved to another place, but some of the guys who came up to say no, they do not want that to be moved, is the airport guys, because they are like, mkileta hiyo dump site mahali fulani, that is where the aeroplanes take off. Na unajua dump site inakuwa na a lot of birds zinakuja kukula takataka and everything. So ndege ikipita na kelele ya ndege, na unajua ndege ndio inapanda, these birds will tend to, due ya noise, they will tend to fly up. Unajua kama place kuna ndege alafu rushe mawe, they fly. So ndege ikipita na zilikuwa zinakula, they will tend to fly up, and this could cause harm or even accidents with the aircraft. So you find this proposed project site, hata kama ilikuwa ideal na hata license ya EIA wamepata, such a reason could make it be rejected, and actually it was rejected among other reasons. But that was one example of a project that is in a sensitive area. So environment wise iko sawa, lakini because of that particular location that is sensitive, unapata imekuwa rejected. So those are some of the reasons why an EIA could be rejected.